Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. Today, we're looking at some exciting Week 18 content with the Cincinnati Bengals defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers 19 to 17 on the road on um, Saturday night. The win for the moment kept the Bengals alive in the AFC playoff chase, the hunt for the 7 seed. They were unfortunately for them eliminated with the Broncos win the following day against Kansas City. So the Bengals, they do end the season on a high note with the winning streak intact to end the season, but not quite enough to overcome the poor start they had. Joe Burrow, he will go out as the league's leading in passer yards, 37 for 46 for 277, one touchdown, one interception. Jamar Chase, who wins the triple crown amongst receivers, goes 10 for 96 and a touchdown. Obviously they did not quite meet their team goals of making the playoffs, but Mr. Wicker, I'm interested on your take on the incredible season that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase gave us just as fans of the game of football.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I mean, what a duo these guys are. I know Tad that, because I remember specifically sending you a post mentioning Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown. Didn't really see much of a reaction to that because I know that you would have probably have loved to see your boy Justin Jefferson, of course. And I know that you want to sit here and like you would love to rank Justin Jefferson the best receiver in the league. And I mean
Yeah.
it's just tough probably that there might just be one better receiver in the league than Justin Jefferson. That might be Jamar Chase. And I just want to know your personal take on that.
I mean, Jamar Chase is going to be first team All Pro this year. He had an incredible season. I mean, and these two, I mean, they have like a friendly rivalry between the two of them. Of course, they were both LSU teammates. With Joe Burrow was in that team as well, obviously, but won a national championship as you'd expect with an offense like that. But when you have a player like Jamar Chase, he's going to get some on Justin Jefferson. I mean, I firmly believe that Justin Jefferson is the most talented receiver in the league, and I won't back down on that take. But there's no
Fair enough.
question that Jamar Chase had the best year between the two of them. I mean, he's a deserving first. He'll be a deserving first team All Pro in the wide receiver position this year. He's just the year that he and Joe Burrow put together. Was a legendary year. I mean, and it's unfortunate it
Well,
won't lead them to a playoff spot, but just quite the year for these two men.
and it's just interesting that you bring up this dynamic in that fashion, Tad, because it's like, what if Joe Burrow was throwing to Justin Jefferson? Another factor into
Yeah.
this is like, who was throwing to Jamar, who was throwing to Justin? What if they had switched quarterbacks? Would the stats be different? I mean, we
I
just
mean, it's certainly fair that the situation helped Jamar Chase. I mean, and not just the fact that he had Joe Burrow throwing to him, the fact that they needed to score a lot of points to win games. The Vikings led most of their games. I mean, like they didn't need to like go chase points like the Bengals did. But regardless, that doesn't take away from the incredible year that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase put together. I mean, they fully deserve the recognition they're getting here. Even as they're not going to be in the playoffs, so the road ends here. And I think that it's still fair to give these two their flowers for the incredible year that they put together.
was impressed by the Bengals defense to, get a really clutch stop at the end when, the Steelers were trying to maybe fight for some breath, and they get stopped on that fourth down. Obviously this was a Bengals defense that had a really bad year for the most part, but Tad, despite everything, they finished 9-8. Same record they finished with last season, but they do miss the
Yeah.
playoffs. So I mean, it's just like if I'm the Bengals, you need to find ways to improve the defensive side of the ball.
Improve the defense. Another minor gripe could be to improve their offensive line as well. I think those are the two spots they're going to look at. Get a little stronger in the trenches, protect Joe Burrow better. Because his injuries have been a big story for this team the last 2 years, and obviously you want to see your franchise guy upright more often than not. So the Bengals they'll have the number 17 pick in the draft. And I think we've highlighted some key areas that would be wise for them to look at.
Yes, absolutely. So, obviously, for the moment, the Bengals were, I mean, Joe Burrow, obviously, such a humble guy, doing what he needed to do to get that win. And I mean, for Bengals fans in that, hey, at least they can say for that moment in that night they were happy. And then obviously they had to do some scoreboard watching the next day and it didn't pan out for them. But, at least despite all the woes and the struggles for the Cincinnati Bengals, they at least got to end it on somewhat of a positive note.
End
So
it on a positive note. You end it with the 5 game winning streak. And I mean, they were left for dead early in the season. And I mean, sure, they need to look at taking September seriously. That's a real issue for them. But the way they
yeah,
ended the
I mean,
season is
even
certainly
that,
admirable.
you even think about their very, very first game of the season, losing to the New England Patriots the way that they
Yeah.
did. You got to literally think if they win that football game against the Patriots week one,
Yeah.
then you're looking at a 10-7 record, and they might have snuck into the playoffs with just that one win against the Patriots. I mean, so yeah, you got to find a way to take like it shouldn't have to be like you start these 0-2 starts, these 0-3 starts, and then
Yeah.
Joe Burrow come save us and come dig us out of a hole. It's like they need to take the month of September more seriously, as you said.
Yeah. Um, Looking at Pittsburgh now, they are a team that will be in the playoffs, obviously, and they don't have a whole lot of momentum moving into the playoffs, unfortunately for them. They kind of had the exact opposite of the Bengals, where they start the year 8-2, 10-3, and then you lose your last 4 games. You lose your division lead. You fall all the way down to the 6th seed, and now you're playing the Baltimore Ravens on the road, and that's a team that they just beat you 34-17 a few weeks ago in the same building. So, I mean, a big struggle there for Pittsburgh to try to dig themselves out and sort of reclaim some momentum. Russell Wilson, he went 17 of 31, 148 yards and a touchdown, sacked 4 times. You're going to need to see more from Russell Wilson in the playoffs if you want any chance to upset the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yeah, you're going to need to see a lot more out of your franchise quarterback. I mean, you got the seasoned veteran, but he, is kind of starting to struggle a little bit. I mean, I am very excited to see how it goes. I mean, I would definitely probably still take the Ravens to win that game, but Russell Wilson is going to have to go out there and play a game of his career for them to win.
Yeah, the game of his career, that's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need to run the ball well. 3 yards per carry for Najee Harris. That's not gonna be enough. That's what they saw against the Bengals. You're gonna need more than 21 yards out of Jalen Warren. So I mean, just the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, the way I saw it was earlier in the season. I mean, I was really starting to think, could Russell Wilson be the quarterback that could get the Steelers to move forward in the playoffs, to win some playoff games, and obviously the way they've ended the regular season with the 4 losses, that casts some doubt into that. But Russell Wilson, he still has a chance to be the guy to change that narrative, and he'll have a big opportunity against Lamar Jackson, the 2-time MVP.
He will, and that's going to be a very exciting game of football to watch. Yeah, Bengals do win over the Steelers 19-17. I didn't really have any other final thoughts or takes on this particular matchup.
Yeah, I think that was all I had. So thank you all for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, and follow the Gridiron Glories content. We expect some very exciting postseason content. We'll continue to bring you the best of the NFL, the best of the league, and for the Bengals will give you some exciting new content into the next season. Thanks for watching.